What's up, Cowboys Nation? Welcome back to the channel. As always, we're here to dive into the biggest stories surrounding America's team. Today, we're talking about CeeDee Lamb, his recent shoulder injury, and what this means for the Dallas Cowboys moving forward. But before we jump into the details, let me remind you, this team is all about fighting to get better every week. That's what makes being a Cowboys fan so special. The passion, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. So if you're ready to break down the latest news and how it impacts the team, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing. Let's get to it. Thanksgiving is always special when the Cowboys play, and this year, the team delivered with a much-needed 31-13 win over the New York Giants at AT&T Stadium. It was the Cowboys' first home win of the season, a big moment for the fans and the team. But not everything went smoothly. While stars like Micah Parsons, DeMarvion Overshown, and Rico Dowdle stepped up in a big way, it was a tough day for CeeDee Lamb. Lamb, one of the NFL's top wide receivers, had a quiet game with just 2 catches for 39 yards. Even more concerning, he had multiple drops and left the game in the second half after being slammed to the turf. Head coach Mike McCarthy confirmed after the game that Lamb had re-aggravated a shoulder injury he's been dealing with since Week 9 against the Atlanta Falcons. CeeDee had a shoulder injury. That's why he didn't go back in, McCarthy said. The injury is to his AC joint, a painful sprain that can limit a receiver's ability to extend their arms or absorb contact. It's the same injury he first sustained in Atlanta, and now it's been aggravated. This injury couldn't come at a worse time for the Cowboys. Let's not forget, CeeDee Lamb has been the heart of this offense all season. NFL leader in receptions, 79 catches so far. Third in receiving yards, 880 yards and counting. 4 touchdowns, leading the Cowboys' receiving corps. With a struggling offense, Lamb has been the go-to guy, consistently making big plays to keep the team competitive. Losing him, even for a game or two, could be devastating as the Cowboys gear up for a tough stretch of games, including a Monday Night Football showdown against Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Even with Lamb sidelined, there were reasons for Cowboys fans to smile on Thanksgiving. After missing his entire rookie season in 2023 due to a torn ACL, Overshown has been one of the best surprises of the year. Against the Giants, he had a game for the highlight reel. A 23-yard pick-six, where he tipped a pass to himself and outran defenders to the end zone. A fumble recovery at a crucial moment, showcasing his awareness and hustle. Overshown's performance is a bright spot for a defense that has faced its share of struggles this season. When the Cowboys finally moved away from the running back by committee approach, Rico Dowdle took the reins and delivered. 100 rushing yards and a touchdown, the first time a Cowboys running back hit triple digits since Week 3 of last season. Dowdle's hard running has given the Cowboys some much-needed balance on offense. While he's not Derrick Henry, Dowdle is proving he can be the reliable back this team desperately needs. Let's not forget about Micah Parsons, who continues to show why he's one of the most feared defensive players in the league. Parsons recorded 1.5 sacks against the Giants, bringing his total to 5 in 7 games this season. Last week, he became just the 5th player in NFL history to record at least 13 games with multiple sacks in their first 4 seasons. Despite facing criticism earlier this year, Parsons has stepped up in a big way over the last few weeks, silencing the doubters and proving he's still the cornerstone of this defense. The Cowboys now have a bit of a break before their next game against the Bengals on Monday Night Football. This extra time will be critical for CeeDee Lamb's recovery. Should the Cowboys rest Lamb longer to ensure he's 100% healthy, even if it means sacrificing the next game? Or do they push to have him back in the lineup, knowing how crucial he is to their offensive success? With Joe Burrow playing at an MVP level, the Bengals game will be a tough test. The Cowboys will need all hands on deck to pull off a win. The Cowboys' 27-20 win over the New York Giants wasn't just another divisional victory, it was a statement. Led by Micah Parsons, who has come back from injury with a vengeance, and rising star DeMarvion Overshown, the defense dominated every aspect of the game. The numbers speak for themselves. 6 sacks, 14 quarterback hits, 5 tackles for loss, an athletic pick-six by Overshown. A fumble recovery. Giants quarterback Drew Lock probably wants to forget this game ever happened. By late in the third quarter, he had completed just 10 of 19 passes for a measly 73 yards. That's what happens when you go up against a defense playing its best football of the season. If anyone doubted Micah Parsons' impact, the last 2 weeks have silenced those critics. After returning from injury, Parsons has been on a tear. 2 sacks and 3 QB hits against Washington. 1.5 sacks and multiple hurries against the Giants. Parsons has been vocal about the challenges the defense faced earlier in the season, particularly adapting to a new system under defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer. "I think it's a learning period, everyone understanding a new defense," Parsons said after the game. "Zim's a lot more creative and demanding on how they want people to play the gap, so it was challenging. A lot of the interior guys playing new ways, the corners playing new ways. I think at this point, everyone's comfortable, locked in. This comfort level with Zimmer's system has clearly translated into results." Parsons has not only returned to his dominant self but is also leading by example, setting the tone for the entire defense. When Mike Zimmer was brought in as the Cowboys' defensive coordinator, expectations were sky high. Zimmer's reputation as a defensive guru came with the promise of more aggressive, creative schemes. But with great change comes an adjustment period, and early in the season, it was clear the players were still finding their footing. No. Everything is clicking. Zimmer's defense has evolved into a multifaceted unit capable of dominating at every level. Front 7, dominating the line of scrimmage with relentless pressure. Secondary, adjusting to new coverage schemes that confuse quarterbacks. The results were on full display against the Giants, as Dallas posted its second-best defensive performance of the year, holding New York to just 247 total yards. We need to talk about DeMarvion Overshown, who is quickly becoming a fan favorite. After missing his rookie season with a torn ACL, Overshown has made the most of his opportunities this year. Against the Giants, Overshown had a highlight reel moment with a 23-yard pick-six, where he tipped the ball to himself before outrunning defenders to the end zone. He also recovered a fumble, showcasing his versatility and football IQ. Overshown is proving to be the perfect complement to Parsons, giving the Cowboys a dynamic 1-2 punch on defense. The Cowboys' defensive resurgence couldn't come at a better time. With key games on the horizon, including a Monday Night Football clash against the Cincinnati Bengals, the team will need every ounce of this momentum to stay competitive. The question now is whether this level of play can be sustained. Parsons and Overshown are leading the charge, but consistency will be key as the team faces tougher opponents. Now it's your turn, Cowboys Nation. What do you think about CeeDee Lamb's injury and how the team should handle it? 1. Should they prioritize Lamb's long-term health over short-term results? 2. Can players like Rico Dowdle and DeMarvion Overshown step up again if Lamb is sidelined? 3. What are your predictions for the Bengals game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you, and it's always great to see the passion of Cowboys fans around the world. In a season filled with ups and downs, the Dallas Cowboys are still battling every week. CeeDee Lamb's injury is a tough blow, but this team has shown resilience before. With emerging stars like DeMarvion Overshown, a revitalized run game led by Rico Dowdle, and the dominance of Micah Parsons, there's still hope for strong performances down the stretch. Thank you for tuning in, Cowboys Nation. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you're always up to date with the latest Cowboys news. Let's keep the conversation going, and as always, go Cowboys!